And good evening tonight from Washington, where President Trump today has been acquitted on abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The president declaring victory right after, but it did not come without an unexpected moment today. Senator Mitt Romney voting to convict. But the rest of the Republican majority, as expected, held for the president, voting to acquit on both charges. Every Democrat voting to convict. But there was that decision from Mitt Romney, the speech he delivered on the floor, speaking of his faith and growing emotional about his decision, saying the president is guilty of, quote, an appalling abuse of public trust. The only senator ever to vote to remove a president of his own party. And after an exhausting impeachment trial in a divided country, new signs tonight, the battle is not over. ABC's Mary Bruce leads us off. She's up on the Hill tonight.
After 5 months of investigating and a deeply divisive trial, it all came down to this. One by one, the senators standing to render their verdict.
Senators, how say you? Is the respondent, Donald John Trump, guilty or not guilty?
Every Democrat voting to convict.
Mr. Manchin, guilty.
Republicans falling in line behind the president.
Ms. Murkowski, not guilty.
But not Mitt Romney.
Mr. Romney. Mr. Romney, guilty.
The Republican from Utah emotional as he became the first senator in American history to vote to remove a president of his own party. He called it the most difficult decision he's ever faced.
I swore an oath before God to exercise impartial justice. I am profoundly religious. My faith is at the heart of who I am. I take an oath before God as enormously consequential.
Romney declared that he is convinced beyond any doubt that President Trump pressured Ukraine to investigate Joe and Hunter Biden for his own political gain.
There's no question in my mind that were their names not Biden, the president would never have done what he did.
Romney voting to convict on the first count of abuse of power.
The president is guilty of an appalling abuse of public trust. What he did was not perfect. No, it was a flagrant assault on our electoral rights, our national security, and our fundamental values. Corrupting an election to keep oneself in office is perhaps the most abusive and destructive violation of one's oath of office that I can imagine.
He is not the only Republican to criticize the president.
The president's behavior was shameful and wrong.
But Romney was the only one who voted to convict. Explaining his own vote, Senator Marco Rubio said removing the president would inflict extraordinary and potentially irreparable damage on the country. The trial now over, but in its wake, a bitter partisan divide. It was on full display in the House chamber last night. President Trump pointedly refusing to shake House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's outstretched hand at the State of the Union. And when Trump finished his address, the speaker tore up his speech, ripping it to pieces in full view of the cameras. Afterwards, she explained why she did it.
Why did you tear up the speech?
Because it was a manifesto of mistruths.
Tonight, Pelosi responding to the Senate impeachment vote, saying their decision to acquit President Trump, quote, normalized lawlessness.
It's been quite a 24 hours. Mary Bruce joins us live from the Capitol tonight. And Mary, a number of Republican senators have defended President Trump's actions. But today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell was not one of them.
Well, David, it's a question we have been asking here for months. But tonight, when pressed repeatedly, the Republican leader Mitch McConnell still would not say if he thinks the president's actions were appropriate. Instead, he said the Senate has made its decision and that as far as he's concerned, this is in the rearview mirror, adding what comes next is now up to voters. David.
All right, Mary Bruce leading us off from the Capitol tonight. Mary, thank you. President Trump's team claiming victory tonight, declaring the Senate's verdict a full vindication and exoneration. And they had some tough words for Senator Romney. So let's get right to our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, tonight. And John, the president was hoping all the Republicans would stand by him today, but that didn't happen.
The president and his team wanted every single Republican to stand with him so that he could portray this as an all-Democrat and only Democrat impeachment effort. I am told, David, that the president is livid. Already we have seen the Republican National Committee come out with a statement attacking Romney. It is chaired by his niece. Also, the president's campaign has put out a statement calling him an irrelevant relic. The White House, in an official statement, called him a failed presidential candidate. And Donald Trump Jr., the president's son, is calling for Romney to be expelled from the Republican Party. As for Romney himself, he said today he fully expected there would be enormous consequences for both him and for his family. But David, he said he had no choice but to follow his conscience.
John Carl and Mary Bruce with us from the start on all of this. John, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.